Hey, welcome everybody. This is Seth Green, and you are in the right place. If you are here to learn how Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank gets others to grow his business for him, and you can too. We're going to talk about why Kevin invited you to listen to this, and why he asked me to present it to you. Well, you're wondering that question, right? Why am I presenting how Kevin gets others to grow his business for him? Well, because I'm the brains behind that particular way he grows his business. Now, I am the CEO of Market Domination LLC.com. Kevin is a client of ours. Kevin is a partner of ours. Kevin and I have created multiple entities, multiple companies around what I'm about to share with you. And we've also done marketing for a number of his portfolio companies along the way. So we're going to share with you the exact strategy that Kevin hired us for, that we do to grow his business for him, and you can do the exact same thing. Now, full transparency, I cannot take the credit for the genesis of the original idea. You see, it came from the late, great Chet Holmes, who Kevin knew and I knew and had the good fortune to learn from and do business with. Now, if you know Chet's story, you want to pay even more attention, because there's going to be some twists on it that Kevin and I have created to kind of bring it forward to the 21st century. So real quick, Chet Holmes was hired by a magazine company that was owned by a publishing company that was owned by Warren Buffett. And he was brought in at the time, decades and decades and decades ago, because that magazine was in last place in its industry for its revenue. Magazines are driven by ad revenue, advertisers paying to put ads in their print magazines. And this magazine was in dead last place. So Chet had a brilliant idea. Chet said, can we get a list of every single advertiser in every magazine in our industry? And his team said, yeah, we've got that list. There's 2,230 some odd advertisers in our industry, ranging from people who buy the cover, who buy full page ads, to people who put in a one little classified ad like one time. And he said, well, it makes no sense to try and go after all 2,200. We're never going to reach them all. And some of them, we don't even want their business because it would be too small. Let's go after the top 100 advertisers in the entire industry. And they analyzed the ad spend, because it was public information in the industry. And they found that those top 100 advertisers accounted for 90% of the ad revenue in the industry. So Chet said, and this was 30, 40 plus years ago, there was no internet, there was no email, there was no social media. Chet said, we're going to reach out to them. I'm going to reach out to them. I'm going to send them a direct mail, a snail mail physical letter every month. And I'm going to pick up the actual physical phone, because that was the only way to reach people back then, and dial the phone and call them. We're going to send them one letter and make one phone call every single month and drip on them and prospect the heck out of that list. Not going to tell you to do that, but this story is important. So month one, Chet sent one letter to those 160 something advertisers and made one phone call and got 0 sales. Month two, he got 0 sales. Month three, he got 0 sales. Month four, he got 0 sales. People were telling him he's crazy in his company. This isn't going to work. Chet is thankfully very, very persistent, kept at it. And in the next 14 months, got 28 of those advertisers to advertise in his magazine. They doubled their sales in a total of 18 months and went from last place in their industry to first place in 18 months. How would you like to double your sales in 18 months? Excuse me, I'm getting some text messages from people who are trying to get in. Okay. So that strategy is called the Dream 100 strategy. Again, created by Chet Holmes and outlined in one chapter in his amazing book, The Ultimate Sales Machine, which I highly recommend. Now, on the Sharkpreneur podcast that I co-host with Kevin Harrington, I've had the good fortune to interview twice another legend in the business, Russell Brunson, who is the founder of ClickFunnels, which is the fastest growing non-venture capital backed software as a service company in history, which he took from 0 to $100 million in recurring revenue in 3 short years. 0 to 100 million in 3 years. That is absolutely incredible. And I said, on one of our interviews with Kevin, I said, Russell, what is the number one strategy, the number one secret that you used to grow ClickFunnels so fast? And he said, that's easy. It's the Dream 100 strategy brought into the 21st century, the way we teach it, which is what I'm about to share with you right now. Now, I heard about Chet Holmes first from legendary marketing guru Dan Kennedy. And the way we've innovated this strategy for the 21st century got me nominated. Dan Kennedy's the highest paid marketing consultant on the planet and led the No BS Inner Circle marketing education company, now owned by Advantage Media, which is one of the largest marketing organizations of its kind in the world. And what we've done got me nominated for his prestigious Marketer of the Year award back to back, 3 years in a row, which had never been done before. It made me a company hero. It's gotten us all kinds of media attention and grown a $6 million plus business. So what is it? I'm going to share it with you, but first I want you to see what Kevin has to say.
Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington, inventor of the infomercial and original shark on the hit TV show Shark Tank. I'm here to talk about my weekly podcast, Sharkpreneur. I really love doing my weekly podcast, and Seth Green and his team do an amazing job. They actually do almost all the work, okay? I just show up, hang out, get to meet amazing people every single week, and I just want to say you should tune in to Sharkpreneur. And, you know, I love going there because I never know who's going to be there on a week-to-week basis. So thanks for being there today.
Okay, so one thing Kevin said that is not true. He does know who our guests are going to be every week. We do tell him. He doesn't always check his email, but he does know who they are. He does approve them. Half the time, he even suggests who he wants on the show. Now, why would Kevin Harrington, a billionaire, inventor of the infomercial, original shark on the hit TV show Shark Tank, why would he want a podcast? Why would he need another media platform to be on and more work to do when he's already busy enough? We're going to tell you that in just a minute. So this is for you if you are sick and tired of being one of the best kept secrets in your industry. I apologize. We got people can't remember where they put the link. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can find it for them. It was emailed to you. It's the beauty of doing this live, right? All right. So what would it be like if you had what Kevin had, if you had a cult of 50 evangelists who were promoting your business every single week for a year? What would that do for your business? What if you had your next 50 clients acquired in the next 12 months? What if you had a new webinar partner, someone who had an email list of your exact perfect customers, and they were willing to email their list and tell them about you? What would that do for your business? What is a client worth to you? I don't know what business you're in. Let's do that. Type in the chat box for me. What is a client? What business are you in? And what is, I know the customer value may vary, but what is an average customer worth to you? Type that for me in the chat box. We're going to give away a prize at the end for the most engaged attendee. I will send you on vacation. I know I will send you to Orlando or Las Vegas, and you get to pick which one. You have to get yourself there. You got to pay for the plane ticket or drive. I will pay for the hotel stay. 3 nights, 4 days in a 5-star resort for the person who answers the most questions and who participates the most. Awesome. So I see consulting between $10,000 and $200,000. That is awesome. That is a high ticket transaction value. I see another person, $3,000 to $5,000. Awesome. That will work too. $7. Okay, so it probably isn't going to work for the person with a business based on $7 sales, but high ticket transactions, let's say there's a back end of the business where it's at least $1,000 to $10,000 or more. This would absolutely be perfect for you. Awesome. So if you have a high transaction value, if you've got 30 minutes a week, that's all this takes. And if you are coachable, then Kevin's process will work for you. So I'm going to share with you how he gets others to grow his business and how you can do the same thing. You don't have to be a shark on TV. You don't have to be a billionaire. It works for all kinds of businesses that have a high transaction value and can handle the growth. So if you could only take 2 more clients a month. Now, if your clients are like charities, if your clients are paying you $100,000, then hey, it's worth it. Your ROI is going to be insane. If, however, your clients are $1,000 and you can only take 2, you may not want to do this because it may give you too much business. So Dream 50, we changed the name of it and you'll see why in just a second. D.R.E.A.M, each letter stands for something. And I'd like you to get out 5 pieces of paper if you have it, because you're going to draw with me. Now, my goal, the reason you're going to draw with me is because my drawing is, I'm not a good visual artist, right? My drawing is going to be terrible. You won't be able to read my handwriting if you like try and take a screenshot. But if you draw it with me and you write it, you'll remember what it is later and you'll be able to read your own notes. So the only way for you to truly scale your business during the COVID pandemic and beyond is to get others to do it for you. You should not be growing your business by yourself. The only way to get others to grow your business for you is by making them a part of your D.R.E.A.M Dream 50 team. You are literally just one Dream 50 team away from transforming your business, whether you're Kevin Harrington and you're looking for, deals worth tens to hundreds of millions of dollars, or whether you're charity and you're looking for $10,000 to $200,000 deals, or whether you are Chris and you're looking for $1,000 deals. So raise your hand and repeat after me. Seth, when you convince me that the key to scaling my business is to get others to grow it for me, I will go all in. So I can't see you. So just type all in for me in the chat box so I know you're with me. All in, all in, all in, all in, all in, all in, all in. Awesome. Keep them coming. All right. So in case you don't know, I am the co-host of the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank. He is a client here and a business partner. That is why he invited you. That is why he posted about this. I have been interviewed, if you haven't seen it, on NBC, CBS. I've been written about in Forbes and Inc. magazine. That is my wonderful family that we will talk about a little bit later. I have written 8 best-selling books on direct response marketing, which we're about to share with you. And book number 9 went live on Amazon this morning. It's actually still free on Kindle today. If you shoot me a message, I will get you, if you remind me at the end, I'll get you a link where you can go get my new book for free. And of course, in addition to being the co-host of over 600 episodes of Sharkpreneur with Kevin, I've also been interviewed on over 400 other shows. So let's talk about what the new Dream 50 is. All right, hopefully you are ready to draw. So here's what you're going to draw. You're going to draw a series of boxes and arrows. So it should look like this. It's one box with an arrow, 3 arrows going to 3 other boxes. Now, what are you going to put in those boxes? The first box is the D in dream. D stands for define. Right? Define. See, you're not gonna be able to read my writing. That's why you're doing it with me right now. So D stands for define. What are we going to define? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to define who is your target market. So here, we'll use an example because charity has the highest ticket transaction value so far of anybody on the webinar. Charity, type for me in the chat box, who is your target market? You are a consultant. Who do you consult for? And everybody else, just think of these answers for your own business in your head as we role play with charity, and maybe we'll role play with somebody else as we go along. So charity, okay. Charity does consulting for business owners. Okay. I would ask you, for the purpose of this exercise, to narrow that down, because not every business owner could pay you $200,000, right? There are business owners that don't make $200,000. Is there a particular industry that you like working in? Is that financial arena? Okay, awesome. You're doing great. So is that financial advisors? Is that credit card companies? Is that credit card processing? Financial, is it Bitcoin? Is it fintech? There are a whole lot of potential answers. Accountants and CFOs, or you consult for accounting firms, or you are like a fractional CFO. Yes. To which one? You consult for accountants, or you are a fractional CFO? You're a fractional CFO. Awesome. We should talk. I might need one. We're actually looking into that right now. What a coincidence. Okay. So in Charity's case, her target market is business owners. She's a fractional CFO, and we're going to help her. We're going to talk about narrowing down what type of business owners would pay $200,000 for a fractional CFO in just a minute. So first thing we got to do is, who's our target market? So I'm not going to spend the whole time just analyzing Charity, but we'll say our target market is business owners. Once we've defined that, we next need to figure out, we have to go one level up. Who influences those business owners? So box number 2 is influence. Who influences those business owners? So again, I don't know which industry you're in, which industry of those is those business owners in. That would be helpful, Charity, if you could type that in for me. But those business owners, their attorneys influence them, right? I am a business owner, authorities for profit. I apologize. I don't know what that means. Okay. So what their attorney influences them, their accountant, if they have one, influences them, their commercial real estate agent, if they have a building, their commercial mortgage broker, other business owners, there might be their payroll person, their HR person, authorities for profit is the niche of business owners you serve. What does being an authority for profit mean? But everybody else keep taking notes. So who is their target market? Who influences them? And then box number 3 is, where do they hang out? Because we have to figure out where we're going to reach them. Because I don't just want to reach the business owners. I want to reach the influencers, micro influencers in their local market. Now I want to do that to get leverage, because I could use this strategy. And if you're doing it 50 times a year, you could spend 10 or 20 of those 50 going directly after the business owner and getting clients like that. And you could say, I want to go to get a business attorney as part of my Dream 50 team. And that business attorney might have 100 clients, and they might be able to get me in front of those 100 clients all at once. Does that make sense? Cash flow, growth, and scaling experts. So you work with, they will influence the business owners. Yes. And mentors. Yes, you are absolutely right, Charity. So that's drawing number 1. We have to define who our target market is, who influences them, and where we can reach them. All right, you need a new piece of paper. You're gonna draw the same set of boxes every time, but what goes in them is what's gonna change. The words are gonna change. So you're gonna draw another set of boxes, and now we're doing the R in DREAM. The R stands for reach out. How are we going to reach out to these micro influencers, mentors, cash flow, growth and scaling experts, all those people, accountants, lawyers, whoever? How are we going to reach out to them in a way that makes them say yes? So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to comment on their social media posts. You are going to comment on one platform once a week on 3 different platforms. So what I mean is, I'm going to comment on a Facebook post they make. You're going to find the platforms they are most prevalent on and post the most. I'm going to comment once on Facebook on Monday, once on LinkedIn on Wednesday, once on Twitter on Friday. It doesn't have to be those days, but you get the idea. I'm commenting on 3 different platforms, 1 a week. And I'm doing that because I'll start to show up and they'll start to recognize my name. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write them reviews on 2 of those platforms. So it doesn't mean you've bought their product or service. You could review the content. You could say, hey, they're always putting up good content. Hey, I really appreciate their thought leadership. Hey, this looks like a great website. whatever it is, or it could be as simple as going on LinkedIn and endorsing them for a strategy and writing a paragraph. So I'm going to write 2 positive reviews. I'm going to comment 3 times a week. I'm going to write 2 positive reviews. So now hopefully they're starting to see, they've seen me at least 5 times. And then the next step I'm going to take is a direct message on a social network or an email if I can find their email address. Rajan, does that make sense? Rajan, you know, what business are you in? Type in the chat box, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Okay, so I defined my target market, who influences them, and where I'm going to find them. I reached out. I commented 3 times on 3 different social media posts. I wrote them 2 reviews, and now I'm sending them a direct message or an email. What is the direct message or email I'm going to send? Another set of boxes, please. Rajan is in media and publishing. Awesome. Who is your ideal media and publishing client? Okay. And I said it right. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Everybody else, you can chime in too, right? Don't just let it be the Charity and Rajan show. Okay. So I need another set of boxes because I did the D for define, the R for reach out. Next up is E for engage. Now, how am I going to engage them with that email or that direct message? What am I going to say to them that is going to get them to say yes right off the bat? I'm going to invite them to be interviewed on my podcast. Congratulations, you're now a podcaster. We'll talk about how you're going to do that in just a minute. It's a media appearance. So we get pitched all day long because we produce 65 shows a week for different clients. We get pitched by people who want to be guests on our shows and PR and booking firms that want to get their guests on our shows to get them free publicity. Retail parents. You are in media and publishing for parents. Can you tell me, tell me more? All right. So I'm going to invite them to be on my podcast. I said audio video. I'm going to do it on Zoom because Zoom is going to give me both separate audio and video tracks. So now I have an audio podcast that will go to iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Audible, and everywhere else. And the video is going to go to YouTube, and I now have a web TV show. Trying to plug my phone in. Thank you. Now, when I interview them on my podcast, I'm going to post about it on social media. And I'm going to give my guest, that influencer or that potential client, what we call swipe copy, so that I give them the graphics and the language to use. And literally all they have to do is copy and paste to tell the world, their social media following, about my podcast. Why would they do that? Take a guess in the chat box. Why would someone who was on your show tell the world about being on your show? Rajan says children's books, school bags, and branded products. Rajan, we should talk. I own another company that is a college financial aid planning firm, and we have an email list of 16,000 high school counselors that we could promote your stuff to. You wrote 100 children's books and have 20 coming out soon. Oh my God. My wife and daughter are finishing their first joint children's book right now. My daughter's written one. My daughter's written 2. And my wife and daughter are writing one together. I wrote a book called Making It Through College. We could send that to all our parents. Roger, we got to talk. This is awesome. Okay. So I'm posting on, why should they post on social media? They're going to post because they're bragging. Notoriety, says Charity. You're absolutely right, because it's getting them exposure. It's more content for them to post, and it makes them look good by being on your show. It's an ego boost. And it's good for marketing and media and PR. Absolutely right. And then here's something that Rajan's going to love. I'm going to take my top 10 interviews and I am going to turn them into a book. I am going to have those interviews transcribed, edited, rewritten so it reads like people read, not like we talk. And I'm going to turn it into a book and publish that book And then what's going to happen? The 10 or 12 interview people, the guests who were all in my book, are going to promote my book launch because they're in it. They're in a book. They want more exposure. They want more credibility. They want more notoriety. You're absolutely right. So think about this. They have shared my audio podcast. They have shared my video podcast. They have commented, they have shared on social media, and they have promoted my book. They have promoted me 4 times without me really asking, because they're promoting themselves because they were on the show and in the book, and they're taking me along for the ride. Does that make sense? Give me a yes if you're understanding, if you're with me, while you draw your next set of boxes. Charity says yes. Rajan says yes. Bob says yes. Carrie says yes. Ross says yes. Fred says, can I get an amen? Thanks, Fred. That's awesome. All right, next set of boxes. So we did the D for define, the R for reach out, the E for engage. Now they've promoted themselves, but they took me along for the ride. So now I need the A in Dream. I need to activate them because they've been promoting themselves and taking me along for the ride. I need to get them to directly promote me. And here's the good news. If you've read Robert Cialdini's amazing book, Influence, you will know that one of the most powerful forces in the human psychology is reciprocity. I have given them 4 things. I have promoted them 4 times. So in their mind, what will happen a lot of times is they will ask before we even ask. They will ask and say, oh my God, you've been so nice to me. What can I do for you? If they don't, we will ask them and say, hey, can you do me a quick favor? Thank you so much for sharing this, and this. Can you share this other thing? The next 2 most powerful forces in human psychology. The first one is reciprocity. Next one is consistency. Third one is goodwill. They have to remain psychologically consistent. They've already shared 4 times. It's easier to share a 5th time than it is to say no. And I've added so much value to them and promoted them so much and built up so much goodwill that they can't help themselves. It works almost every single time. So how am I going to activate them? That depends on how you generate leads. So how do you generate leads? Type that answer for me in the chat box. It could be you want them to attend a webinar. Kevin posted on his Instagram story like 24 to 48 hours ago, and you're here. That's how it works. Or it could be you sell via video. You want people to watch your video. It could be you've got an ebook you want people to download. Charity says funnels. Yes, all of these are funnels. So the webinar is a funnel. It's a multi-step approach. You registered for this. You showed up. We touched you via email. We touched you via text message to get you to show up, to remind you to be here. And then after this, we're going to follow up with you as well, all driving you to the next step. Yes, Charity runs Facebook ads to a free webinar. Charity, we got to talk. We have a whole separate company that does traffic and conversion optimization. We spend millions and millions of dollars on Facebook ads, driving people to webinars for our clients. We've probably learned a few things that might benefit from you. I'm happy to share. So we got to activate them. We got to get our guest on the 5th time to promote my webinar, to promote your video, to promote your funnel, to promote your ebook. That's how it works. Now, once I've got them to do that, I've got to do the last letter in Dream. So D was define, R was reach out, E was engage, A was activate, M stands for the one you're all here for, monetize. Got to make them money. So how do we get paid? We have to capture their contact information. We have to connect with them and follow up with them and take them through a series of indoctrination steps so they learn to know, like, and trust us so that they convert, capture, connect, convert, so they convert and give us money and hire us for our service. Does that make sense? That is the D.R.E.A.M 50 method that we use for Kevin every single week. Now, why would he do it? So it's gotten him companies that have hired him to be on like their board of directors, and he gets a large sum of money if they've got it, or he gets equity in the company. He becomes an owner. He gets stock. He does it because he's hired people. He's interviewed vendors on the show with me and then hired them. He's gotten joint venture partners to promote his book launches, his projects. When he launched his book earlier this year called Mentor to Millions, which some of you may have read. If you haven't, I highly recommend it. We did a podcast book launch tour, and we got him 200 different podcast interviews to promote that book. And it worked. So how many of you are excited about what we're talking about? Can I get a yes in the chat? You love the book. Awesome. Yeah, it's one of my favorite. You bought 10. Great job. Yes, thank you. Yes, I bought a whole bunch as well. I mean, I'm biased because he's a client and we make money. But yes, I bought a bunch. I bought a big stack too. Charity says Kevin endorsed me. That's awesome. And I'm sure because you're super smart and you're an awesome marketer, that's on your webinar. All right. So you might feel a little bit like this guy, right? You're drinking from a fire hose. I've thrown a ton at you in a very short period of time, but I'm hoping that you see there is a light at the end of the tunnel, because this process works for Kevin every single week to bring him more deal flow, more clients, more referral sources, more joint venture partners. It can do the same for you. So that is my wonderful wife, Rebecca. We have been married 16 years this September, and she has been she was a stay-at-home mom for the first 13 years because of this system, because I don't have to worry where our next client is coming from. Now, she works now part-time as a mommy blogger, as a mommy podcaster, as a mommy author because of this system. And she's rated one of the top 100 mommy blogs in the country. She has over 3.7 million video views on Facebook. Rajan says she's pretty as hell. Yes, I've married up. I will tell her that you said that. Thank you. Again, those are the kids. Max is our soccer star. He plays on a bunch of different soccer teams, including the Olympic Development Program. He is a keeper, which none of these are not in Buffalo. Literally every single week, his Olympic Development Program practice was in another city. I think he's covered every exit on the throughway. Like, I've driven so many hours and hours and tens of thousands of miles doing that. Ella's our actress. The year before COVID, she got invited to audition for the role of young Anna in Frozen on Broadway. It was her first Broadway audition. So we literally on a Friday found out about this. We don't live, in New York. So I had to cancel all my meetings on Monday, get plane tickets and pull her from school at the last minute, jump on a plane and go audition for Broadway. Now, she didn't get the part, but because they knew who she was, she got to do a Broadway showcase with Corey Cott, who, if you don't know, is a Tony Award winner. He originated the role of Jack in the hit Broadway musical Newsies, that is now a movie. And again, neither of those were in Buffalo, right? Lots of drive time, lots of travel time. Now, I can do that because I'm not tied to the phone. I'm not worried about where is my next sale going to come from. This is predictable and scalable. So how do you make this all happen? How do you get it all done? Let me share with you what Alex Mendosian had to say, and then we'll show you. Alex is the founder of marketingonline.com. He is known as the Warren Buffett of the internet because he's made over $400 million. So let me share with you what he says.
Hey, it's Alex Mondosian from marketingonline.com. We are at a big event here with internet marketers, and it's tough to meet people in the crowd, and people usually don't stick out, except for one person that I'm going to endorse right here and right now. Seth Green knows his stuff, not only as a fellow podcaster and having a web TV show and knowing how to deliver content, but he knows how to do it for you. He's done it for me. He's done it for others, and I trust him with my clients, customers, and members. And I'm not going to let him talk because this is my show for him. But if you want to get taken out of the crowd and be seen and be heard, don't be a best-kept secret. I know I'm pontificating, but I'm telling you, hire this guy because he knows what he's doing and he's got the right team. Alex Mondosian, hire Seth.
Okay, so I had two choices with Kevin in terms of how we put this together for you. Number one, we used to offer it as a course where you could go watch the videos and learn it and do it yourself. And the problem is 90% of the people didn't do it. They said it was too much work. They said they didn't have time and they just wanted it done for them. So you could go through the trial and error process, or you could have us do all the work for you. Now, this is not for you if you're too smart, right? If you think I can figure this all out, but yet you haven't, or you won't do the two simple things I'm going to ask you to do. So here is the system and what our retail pricing is. Kevin twisted my arm a little bit and asked me to put together with a very, very special offer for you, which we're going to get to in just a minute. And then we'll award our free vacation at the end. So we will do the research for you to identify the target market, that wish list of who you want and who influences them. We will go build that list for you. We will send them direct mail to get them to be interviewed on your podcast. If that fails, we will send them email. If that fails, we will send them LinkedIn. If that fails, we will pick up the phone for you as your media department and call and get them booked on your show. We will write the questions for you for every episode. We have a multiple Emmy award-winning team that will practice your interview with you and make you a good interviewer. We will teach you how to record the right way. Oh, if, as I said before, if you can't handle any more business, don't do this because it works. It's not overnight. This isn't some, hey, write a check and buy some thing off a Warrior Forum or some WordPress plugin that's going to double your business overnight, which isn't true anyway. It takes time. It's a long-term play, but it works really, really well. We will type up every word of every recording for you. We'll transcribe your episodes. We will edit those. Our multiple Emmy award-winning team will write the chapter in your book about you, the first person chapter. We will do the graphic design of the book. We will publish it to Amazon. We will publish it to Kindle. We will make it an Amazon category bestseller. We will produce your weekly podcast, 50 episodes, one a week for a year. We will create that social media content in those graphics for you and for your guests to use to promote the show. And if you add that all up, as Charity says, wow, 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 we normally charge $44,955 for a year of this service. Now, is it worth it? If you had to pay that, would it be worth it? And actually, if you stick around till the end, I'll show you how you can get the whole thing for free. So Tony Robbins is another one of my mentors. And Tony says, if you continue to do what you've always done, you'll continue to get what you've always got. I'm hoping you want to improve the results in your business. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here, right? You want to do something different. Hey, I'm going to share with you Paul's experience, and then we'll keep going.
Hey, this is Paul Partridge from HaydenRock.com. Just wanted to take 2 minutes to say what our experience has been on the podcast. We have one called the Accounting Success Podcast, and we've had a number of really great guests. People seem to be thrilled to just to be asked to be on it. So that part is great. It's been great for us getting our word out. But kind of on the results side, our book is about a month from being published. And before it's even published, we already have clients that are signing up from the podcast. So in terms of return on investment, we'll already have fees in excess of anything we paid, certainly to Seth and his team, before the book even gets published. So we're way ahead of the game. We feel like we're only in the second or third inning. And so by the time we get to inning number 9, it's going to be even better. But it's off to a great start, and we couldn't be happier.
All right. One more. This is Tim, he is right up your alley, Charity. He is a accountant, bookkeeper, and business financial consultant. So I'll let him talk, and then we'll keep going.
Hi, this is Tim Bryan from Bryan's Business Umbrella. So I'm going to take a couple minutes to talk about market domination. I saw what they did and what they were doing for their clients. His first project he gave me was to author a book, which we did do together. He's the publisher of my book, Designing a Better Business, which hit number one bestseller on Amazon. So I appreciate that. I love it. I love this work. Lots of people are reading it and gotten excellent feedback. And now we're going to use it to get even more business. Some people that had not been clients that I interviewed have become clients. And we're collaborating and growing together. Actually, 2 just started on 2020, so Wednesday. And we're going from there. Someone else who was not a client, because not everyone in the book is a client, it's a collaboration of 15 businesses that I spoke to, but he's referred, some other person has referred at least 3 other people already. So that's part of what they do, is they get you more customers. I'm extremely happy with the way it's going way through. So I highly recommend Market Domination. They've done an excellent job for me, and we're just in the beginning process. And I know I can do a great job for you. So I highly recommend their service.
Sorry, loud. All right. So Charity says my book launch is next month too. I really need this. Oh, awesome. Who's your publisher? If you don't have one, let's talk, because we own a publishing company as part of this. And we'd be happy to talk about promoting your book launch. And now you're going to have another book. This is David Braun, again, another financial services expert, who said, your process wasn't what I expected. It took longer than I thought. However, you got me in front of accountants and attorneys I otherwise never could have met. I already got referrals and business from them, and my book isn't even out yet. I'm very happy with the results. So with all of those amazing case studies, and Kevin, why wouldn't you do this? There are 2 reasons. Number 1 is procrastination, right? This isn't the first web class you probably ever attended. I know, I've attended them before too. I take lots of notes. I get great ideas, but you have to actually follow through. And sometimes life gets in the way. You may have noticed, and I apologize, this is unprofessional, but my wife keeps texting me and interrupting me. She knows I'm on a webinar, but my son has a soccer game in a little bit that I have to go to. And my 12 and 8-year-old daughters are complaining my wife has a PTA dinner, so my daughters have to go, and they're complaining they don't want to go to soccer. So she is trying to figure out what to do with them if they don't come to the soccer game. And the other one is the money. So obviously we're not going to charge you the $44,000 for the service, but if we did, I mean, even with the discount, it's still going to be significant. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what Kevin asked me to do, is give you a brain dead, irresistible offer for 48 hours. We reward people who take fast action and make decisions fast. So you're not going to pay $44,955 for a year of this service. But if all it does is turn you into a podcast host with your dream 50 as guests, is it worth it? If all it does is turn you into a published author with your dream clients and referral partners, is it worth it? And you saw all those videos of people saying they made way more than they paid us. So instead of $44,955, we'll give you 20% off, and we'll let you make it in 12 monthly payments of $29.97. Now, if you want a bigger discount, if you want 40% off, and you can afford to prepay for the whole year all at once, you get another 20% off. Now, we do have a platinum level. A platinum level includes everything you saw, plus we send your Dream 50 a monthly snail mail postcard. We send them a monthly snail mail gift, like a journal or brownies or something, 20, 30 bucks or less, to keep you in front of them all the time. And then we send them a multi-step direct mail campaign every quarter to get them to promote your business even more. And instead of 1 book, you get 2. That is $86,955. You're not going to pay that either. The investment for that is 45% off. It's 12 monthly payments of $39.97, and you can get another 20% off if you prepay. Now, but wait, Kevin's my client and my co-host, so I got to say it. But wait, there's more. No matter which level you sign up for, you are going to get some amazing bonuses. I conduct weekly office hours every single week, live on video. You are going to get to attend live every week and ask me whatever other questions you want about growing your business. We normally charge $197 a month for that alone. I teach the latest cutting edge marketing strategies for 2 to 3 hours every single month in our monthly virtual mastermind group. You are going to get access to that for free. You're not going to have to pay the $397 a month for that. We produce a bi-monthly magazine. It is snail mail. It is glossy. It is beautiful. We have a professional staff of journalists who write it for you. You are going to send this to your clients, prospects, and Dream 50 members every other month. It will have your picture on the cover. It will have your logo and contact information on the cover. It will have your letter to them on the inside front cover. It will have your contact information on the recipe cards that people will save. and you can customize the back cover as well. We will waive, it's actually $300 setup fee. And then all you have to do is pay $4 a magazine. We'll waive the setup fee if you let us put an ad in the back cover for our college financial aid planning business that does not compete with you. But it's $4 a magazine, printed stuff, stamped, shipped, mailed out the door. We also produce a monthly snail mail business and marketing newsletter. 20, 30 pages every single month. This goes to you. This is literally like a marketing seminar in every single issue that we will ship to your door, and you don't have to pay the $300 a month that our newsletter subscribers pay. You will have your own project manager, your own account rep, and your own team producing your Dream 50 program, but you can also email me anytime you want, which is priceless. So it's a total of $991 a month in additional bonuses every single month that you're going to get for free. Now, if you want the whole thing, who wants the whole thing for free? Like literally don't have to invest a penny. Give me a I do in the chat box. Oh, if nobody, yes, please. That's better. So if you send 3 clients our way in the next 12 months, your program is free. So let me explain how that works. We're going to get you 50 guests to be on your podcast and to be part of this Dream 50 program. People are just going to ask you, hey, that was awesome. How did you do that? And you're going to send them to us. So you don't even have to do any marketing. They're just going to ask and send them to us. And when 3 of them buy, you don't have to pay anymore. So it's a self-perpetuating viral loop. We literally have people because we produce 65 shows a week. We have people, guests who ask every single week, hey man, hey team, that was a great experience. Thanks so much for having me on your podcast. I need one of those. You don't have to sell anything. We'll do all the work, and some of your 50 members will turn into clients of ours, in which case you don't have to pay anymore. So Kevin said we got room for 5 new clients, new partners at those prices. I am going to go stop sharing my screen. I'm going to put the link in the chat box where you can go enroll. Hang on one second. Let me grab it. Put it in the chat box. And then I will, we can role play. I will answer questions. We're going to give you some time to sign up because obviously that offer goes away in 48 hours, but we'll give you time to ask questions right now. You'll know you're in the right place if you get to a webpage that looks like this, has a video at the top, which is an hour and a half, which is a longer version of this one, and has both pricing options available, silver, gold, and platinum. So questions before we wrap up. Can I get them and then do it? No. So you have to enroll in the program. So you will be investing money for us to execute it for you. And then when those people turn into clients, you stop paying. So it becomes free at that point. The startup deposit, there is no setup fee. It's just the monthly. So it's either $29.97, $3,000 a month, or $4,000 a month, depending on which level you pick. I am in financial services. I have a compliance/sales prevention department. Can I do this? That's actually our biggest market. Our largest percentage of clients are in financial services. So you can be I am still a licensed Series 7 life and health RIA financial advisor. I still own that college financial aid planning business. So you can be licensed and regulated. And we have dozens and dozens and dozens of financial advisors who do this every week. So you should not have any compliance hurdles because the content is static, right? They can approve the questions in advance. They can approve the manuscript of the book in advance. They can approve the podcast recording. They will get the transcript of every interview so they can see what was said. You're not making any investment claims on it. You're interviewing people. So there's no compliance issues. Is there a studio? Okay, so you are going to conduct the podcast where you are. So you're going to conduct it on Zoom with your guests. We'll teach you how to do all this. And that was going to be a surprise. We will supply you with the podcast equipment you need. So we will send you the mic. We will send you the headset. We will send you everything you need to produce a show of the quality we expect. How do you get quality sound? We send you the mic. We send you the headset. We send you the cables. We teach you how to do it. So we'll send you our studio in a box. Great question. How much time does it take? So in the beginning, it takes more time because we're teaching you stuff, right? You're gonna do some interviews with our team. You're gonna meet with your account rep, your project manager. Once you're doing interviews, it's 30 minutes a week to do the interview. That's all it takes, and we'll do the rest. Now, in addition to the interviews, after the show has launched, we're gonna do the follow-up marketing to get your guests to come do a second call with you. Now, that second call is where the real magic happens, because the first call was an interview. You interviewed them. It's all about them. That's the secret. The second call is about you, where we've primed the pump and gotten them to want to learn more about what you do. And that's your chance to show off and shine. And we have a script for that call that if you follow, you will have a very high success rate of getting them to either become a member of the Dream 50 team and refer you business, or if they're a potential client, you will have a high conversion rate of turning them into clients. Can you upgrade to platinum later? Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of people who do that. They start at gold, and then when they start seeing the money come in from it, when they start getting those relationships and making money, they reinvest and upgrade later. So yeah, you can upgrade FINRA has rules, right? As long as you don't become a terrorist, I won't turn away your money. Other questions? I apologize. I got people. Today's also my book launch day for the ultimate guide to growing your business with a podcast, which is a lot of what we talked about. And I have a group of people who are on our text messaging program who are messaging me going, I just went and grabbed your book, went and grabbed your book, went and grabbed your book. So I am saying thank you all day long to people who are going to grab my book so that we can hit #1 on Amazon again. All right, other questions? Okay, looks like it is time to award our prize. So I'm counting up the numbers of comments. The winner, that's my drum roll, is Charity Brown. Charity, you won the free vacation. You need to email me if you want to go to Orlando or Las Vegas. We will send you your voucher. You have to call. I think you have like 48 hours to call them and register it. You don't have to travel for up to 18 months. You don't have to book dates tomorrow, but you do have to like reserve it. You have to pay the taxes on the vacation, on the value, and reserve it. And then you have up to a year and a half to pick your dates and go. You want to go to Orlando. All right. So you don't have to email. I'll just send it to you. Again, 3 nights, 4 days. It's a beautiful resort. My wife and I have taken the kids there. I've had team members and clients go there. You will have a fabulous time. It is 5 stars, lots of pools, lots of swim up bar, all kinds of cool stuff. All right. Any other questions before we wrap up? Oh, you are very welcome. Any other questions before we wrap up? Rajan, on a separate note, let's talk about marketing take a look at getting your college book to our high school counselors, because we got a lot of them, and our parents probably too. And I'd love to talk children's books with you. Everybody else, thank you for your comments and your participation. You didn't participate as much as Charity or Rajan though. All right, we look forward. Thank you. I hope you learned a lot. More importantly, I hope we get the chance to work with you. I know Kevin will be excited. I will as soon. You know what? That's an unannounced bonus. Here's the deal. You know what? We didn't even plan this. You don't even know I'm about to do this. If you enroll, I will get you on the Sharkpreneur show. So you will have a chance to be on Sharkpreneur and say, as seen on Sharkpreneur, and get in front of our 230,000 plus listeners to promote your business. I'm in. Awesome. All right. And Charity, Kevin has already endorsed you. So that's easy. I mean, that's great. We could even do more with that. And then you get a half-hour commercial on the show, because then you get a video with him of interviewing you for half an hour. All right. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you got a lot out of it. I hope you get the chance to work with you. Congratulations on the people who've already enrolled. I think we have 3 slots left. Super excited. Remember that offer expires in 48 hours or as soon as we sell out. And we'll see you on your onboarding call. Thanks, everybody.